Hello and welcome back to Daily Wisdom with Jyotsna, your space for learning how small habits can bring big transformations in your life. Today, we are going to talk about something that may look ordinary, but it has extraordinary effects on your mental health, productivity, and happiness. Decluttering your room. Take a moment and look around your room. What do you see? Piles of clothes waiting to be folded? A messy desk full of random papers, old receipts, pens that don't even work anymore? Maybe shelves stacked with books you haven't touched in years? Now ask yourself, how does it make you feel? Most of us don't realize it, but our environment deeply affects our inner world. A messy room can actually create a messy mind. Psychology calls this visual noise, where every object around you is sending a message, demanding a little bit of your attention. The more clutter, the more stress your brain feels, even if you're not aware of it. But here's the good news. Decluttering your room is not just about cleaning. It's about creating mental clarity, emotional balance, and even spiritual peace. It's about giving yourself space to breathe, think, and create. So in today's video, I'll be sharing 10 amazing advantages of decluttering your room. Each one is backed by science, psychology, and real-life examples. By the end, you'll feel inspired to clear your space, and in return, clear your mind. Advantage 1. Boosts mental clarity and focus. Imagine sitting down to study or work on an important project. You open your laptop, but your desk is filled with old coffee mugs, sticky notes, tangled wires, and piles of books. Without realizing it, your brain is processing every single object in front of you. That means part of your mental energy is wasted on irrelevant things. Neuroscientists from Princeton University discovered that physical clutter competes for your attention, reducing performance and focus. In simple words, clutter literally makes it harder for your brain to concentrate. But when you declutter your room, when your desk has only what you truly need, you experience what I call mental silence. You're not distracted. You're fully present with the task. It feels like your brain has space to breathe. Think of a clean whiteboard. It's empty, ready for new ideas. That's exactly what decluttering does to your mind. By removing the extra noise, you unlock focus, clarity, and deeper thinking. A student preparing for exams once told me, I couldn't remember things no matter how much I studied. But once I cleaned my study table, suddenly everything started making sense. That's the power of environment. So, if you want sharper focus and mental clarity, start with your room. Clean space is equal to clear mind. Advantage 2. Reduces stress and anxiety. Have you ever noticed how restless you feel when your room is messy? You may not consciously think about it, but your body reacts. Studies show that clutter increases cortisol, the stress hormone. When your environment is chaotic, your brain stays on alert, scanning all the unfinished tasks around you. This creates low-level anxiety. I should fold these clothes. I should organize those papers. Even when you're trying to relax, your brain is working in the background. I remember visiting a friend who lived in a tiny apartment. Every corner was filled with stuff. Clothes on chairs, boxes under the bed, dishes piled up in the sink. She told me, I feel so anxious at home, but I don't know why. Once she started decluttering little by little, her mood shifted. She said, for the first time, I feel calm in my own home. Decluttering is like removing invisible stress triggers. It gives you a sense of control over your environment. Your room becomes a safe zone where you can truly relax. So, if you often feel anxious for no reason, look around your space. Sometimes, the solution is not meditation or therapy, it's simply clearing the clutter. Advantage 3. Improves sleep quality. Your room should be a sanctuary for rest. But if your bed is covered with clothes, your nightstand piled with gadgets, and the floor cluttered with random things, your brain struggles to switch off. Research from St. Lawrence University found that people who sleep in cluttered rooms are more likely to have poor sleep quality, difficulty falling asleep, and even nightmares. Why? Because clutter sends signals of unfinished business to your subconscious mind. Imagine lying in bed while staring at a messy pile in the corner. Even if you don't act on it, your brain quietly thinks, I should clean that. This background noise prevents deep rest. On the other hand, when your room is clean, your bed is neat, and your space feels calm, you enter sleep with a relaxed mind. Think about hotel rooms. They're clean, minimal, and fresh. That's why people often say, I sleep better in hotels. You can recreate that at home through decluttering. So if you struggle with sleep, don't just buy expensive pillows or supplements. Start by decluttering your room. A peaceful environment leads to peaceful sleep. White heavy checkmark advantage 4 saves time in daily routines. How much time do you waste looking for things? Your keys, your charger, a specific shirt, or an important paper. Clutter hides what you need, making simple routines frustrating. When everything has a place, you save countless minutes every day. Imagine waking up, opening your wardrobe, and instantly finding what you want to wear. Imagine sitting down at your desk and immediately spotting your notebook. No searching, no stress. One of my coaching clients once told me, I used to be late to work every day, not because of traffic, but because I could never find my things. After decluttering and organizing, she said, now I get ready in half the time. My mornings feel calm, not rushed. Decluttering is like giving yourself the gift of time. And time is life. White heavy checkmark advantage 5 enhances productivity. When your environment is messy, your productivity suffers. A cluttered desk leads to a cluttered workflow. But once you declutter, your efficiency skyrockets. Think of athletes, they train in clean, organized environments. Why? Because order creates focus. The same applies to your room. When it's neat, you feel motivated to take action. A clean space also encourages discipline. Every time you choose to put something in its place, you reinforce the habit of order. Over time, this habit spills into your work, studies, and even relationships. I remember a young entrepreneur who struggled with procrastination. His workspace was chaos. Once he decluttered, he said, it feels like I'm working in a fresh office every day. His business productivity doubled. Decluttering isn't just cleaning, it's an investment in your success. Advantage 6 creates positive energy in the environment. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt heavy? Or entered a clean, minimal space and instantly felt light? That's energy. In many spiritual traditions, clutter is believed to block the flow of positive energy. Feng Shui, for example, emphasizes clear, open spaces to allow harmony. When you declutter, your room starts to feel fresh, alive, and positive. You feel motivated to do more, think better, and even interact with others in a more cheerful mood. One of my viewers once shared, after decluttering my bedroom, my mood improved so much that even my family noticed. They said I look more peaceful. Decluttering isn't just about things, it's about energy. And energy affects everything. Advantage 7 encourages mindfulness and intentional living. Clutter often comes from mindless accumulation. Buying things you don't need, keeping items out of guilt, or refusing to let go. Decluttering forces you to ask, do I really need this? Does this bring me value? This simple act builds mindfulness. You become intentional about what you allow in your life, not just in your room, but in your mind and relationships. Minimalism isn't about owning less. It's about owning only what matters. When your room reflects this principle, your daily life becomes more meaningful. Decluttering is a mindfulness practice. Each item you remove is a conscious choice to live with purpose. Advantage 8 improves emotional well-being. Objects carry memories. Sometimes clutter is emotional baggage, old gifts, reminders of failed relationships, or items tied to guilt. Keeping them keeps the emotions alive. Decluttering is an act of emotional release. When you let go of objects that no longer serve you, you let go of the emotions attached to them. I once guided a woman through decluttering her wardrobe. She held on to clothes that reminded her of a painful breakup. When she finally let them go, she cried. But afterward, she said, I feel free. Decluttering is therapy. It heals your heart by teaching you to let go. White heavy checkmark advantage 9 fosters self-discipline and control. A messy room is often a sign of postponed decisions. I'll deal with it later. But later never comes. Decluttering breaks that cycle. Each time you clean, organize, and put things in place, you build self-discipline. You prove to yourself that you can take control of your environment. Over time, this discipline strengthens your confidence. You start applying it in other areas, your work, your health, your habits. Decluttering is like training your willpower muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. White heavy checkmark advantage 10. Make space for creativity and growth. Finally, decluttering creates literal and mental space for new things. When your room is cluttered, there's no room for growth. But once you clear it, you invite creativity, inspiration, and new opportunities. Writers, artists, and innovators often say they need clean, open spaces to think freely. Your mind mirrors your room. When one is cluttered, creativity is blocked. By decluttering, you create a blank canvas. New ideas flow. New habits form. New energy enters your life. Decluttering is not just about removing the old, it's about making space for the new. So, my dear friends, we've explored 10 powerful advantages of decluttering your room. From improving focus and reducing stress to boosting productivity, discipline, and creativity, this one habit can transform your life. Remember, your outer world reflects your inner world. If your room is messy, your mind feels messy. If your room is calm, your mind feels calm. Start small. Maybe clear one drawer today, your desk tomorrow, and your wardrobe next week. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Each step will make you feel lighter, clearer, and more at peace. Decluttering is not just about cleaning, it's about choosing clarity, balance, and happiness. Thank you for joining me today on Daily Wisdom with Jyotsna. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom-filled content. Together, let's create lives filled with simplicity, purpose, and joy. Until next time, remember, a decluttered room leads to a decluttered mind.